Hey guys, what's up? It's iFlynn here. Now, today we're going to be taking a look at Nova's M Prime build. Nova is by far one of my favorite frames in the game because she makes the game super duper easy. So, if you guys don't know what M Prime is, it is Nova's fourth ability, and what happens is you press 4, she slams her hand down on the ground, and then this big aura spawns around her and expands across the entire map based off your power duration. And what this does is any enemy caught inside this little aura is going to be slowed and have like a protection reduction placed on them, so you can deal more damage to them, and then whenever they die, they're going to explode. It is a pretty awesome ability, and it is great for newer players who have weapons that aren't really that good. So, this is a super simplistic build to put together. There's a few little rules that you have to follow to make Nova pretty awesome. So we're going to go through these in this video as well. So a big key point that you have to follow here is her strength right here. So the power strength is maxed at 145%, and this is the basically the maximum that you need to hit, or the minimum that you need to hit for M Prime to be, you know, basically doing its fullest effect, making the enemy super duper slow. So to get that there, you combine Intensify and Power Drift beside one another, or just together, and then you get that 45%. So you get the 15 from Power Drift, and you get the 30 from Intensify, and that gives you your 145%, because 140, or it's 45 extra on your base 100 that you get, and you have nothing sort of taken away from your strength on this build. And then what we need to do is we need to throw on our duration to basically make M Prime expand. So we throw in Constitution and Prime Continuity, and no reminder for that there. Range does not matter in this build at all, so that's why we have no range on Nova. Vitality for our defense, Prime Flow for our energy, and then we have Fleet and Expertise and Streamline on here. However, it's worth noting you can go ahead and you can take Fleet and Expertise off and replace it with Constitution, which is what I was going to say while I was looking at Fleet and Expertise for some reason. Or sorry, we already have Constitution on there, so you can basically trade this for something else. You know, you can throw whatever on here that you'd like to throw in. You know, you might want to throw in another defense mod, you might want to throw in Prime Vigor, Redirection, Steel Fiber, whatever. You can throw in whatever there, but it's worth noting that it'll just make your M Prime cost a little bit more, and because the cost of M Prime is a little high, that's why I like having both of these on, so I can spam it and then, you know, use it whenever I want to. But the only downside to it, of course, is the negative duration that you get on your Fleet and Expertise, and that's pretty much it. The reason I run these one from the top is because you get your max efficiency 175%. If we were to throw on like a max strength Streamline, for example, our efficiency wouldn't increase at all, because, you know, that's just how it works. So just pay attention to that there, and then that is basically the build. Cruise Projection on here to deal more damage to the enemies. You can run Energy Siphon or whatever, but I like Cruise Projection, and then that is pretty much it. So if we wanted to test this build out against a couple of butchers, I know you guys don't like me showing butchers, but this is going to be funny to watch because they're going to be super duper slow. We're going to make them level 145 as well to show you that this effect is super OP. Let's go ahead and spawn them in. Here we go. And now they're going to start trying to run at me whenever I jump down. They're affected by the slow, and they are super duper slow. Now, what happens is whenever you kill an enemy, it's going to make like a chain reaction, right? So you kill them, he blows up, and then all these other enemies get knocked down or damaged based on how close they are. See how both of those ones died there? It's because they were super close. That one got damage dealt. That one also got damage dealt. He's getting knocked down. And then they all died there, apart from this one guy, and he's dead. So it makes like a miniature explosion. You could, you know, increase the blast radius off this here ability by replacing that fleeting with stretch as well. So, you know, even though I said range isn't really worth it on this build, if you want to have a bigger explosion, you can go ahead and throw stretch on to make it be a bigger explosion, just to show you how that there kind of works. Let's go ahead and cast M Prime again and show you what it does whenever it gets caught. When they get caught in the blast, the explosion is a lot bigger. See how they get knocked down whenever they're a lot further away this time? Because the explosion is just a lot bigger because we have stretch on. So the explosion radius is increased by range mods. But you guys can see it's just such a small radius that doesn't really matter too much. So, I mean, it's nice, but, you know, you don't need it necessarily, if you get what I'm saying. So I like to have my fleeting on there, or an extra defense mod or whatever in place of that there. So, you know. So let's just go ahead and throw fleeting on again. And then that'll be basically that there. You can also have another version of this build, which I'll talk about in this video as well. So here you go. This is the build that I like to run. And, yeah, so I use this here in any sort of mission at all. Like, you can use this anywhere. This is such a great ability. There's no reason not to pick up Nova. She's just such a great frame, and I can't recommend her enough to newer players. Like, you just bap them away. And then the rest of her kit is super awesome to pair with this as well. Like, you have a decent amount of strength, so you can use the second ability, shoot that there if you're shotgun or whatever, and then, you know, use that there as an explosion and kill everything around you. It's a super awesome kit that Nova has. You have your wormhole for your getting around, and a null star. It really doesn't really do too much, so you don't really have to pay any attention to that there. It does like the little tiny slash procs. I mean, sure, it might be alright for dealing slash procs to low level enemies, but other than that there, no real point in it, so I don't really recommend modding into null star too much, because it takes range and stuff, which will minus your strength, which isn't really ideal, especially with this Nova build. So that's the slow version of it. Now, this is actually a bug, which was not intended to be added into the game, but let's go ahead and take a look at my other Nova. So I have two Novas. I have my Nova Prime and I have my regular Nova. Both have 4 Forma, but this here one has negative power strength. And the reason this is negative power strength, because basically what happens is if you go in the negative power strength, the enemies will speed up rather than slowing down. So what this is used for is for speeding up things like infested defenses, right? So what you do is you mod for negative power strength by throwing on overextended. So obviously your other stuff like you know your null star is going to be better, your explosion radius is going to be better, things like that there. So here's the build right here: prime continuity, prime flow, constitution. You know, you still have your duration mods on there, you still have vitality on there, you can throw natural talent on there, you can swap it out for something different, but basically you just don't have any strength on here, right? You don't really mod for range either. You just have overextended on there to make sure that, you know, you're not going to be going over that strength cap. So you get yourself to 40% strength, and then you spawn in your, I think they're called crawlers. No, let's go in infested faction over here. It's these guys, right? It's chargers, okay? Let's not spawn in X-Mens because they're scary. Let's spawn in 20 of these guys, simulate them, and then what we're going to do is we're going to jump here, speed them up, okay? So they're going to be super fast. I forgot they could shoot. I forgot about that. So we'll do that there with them not shooting, hopefully. Let's see, we just go ahead and speed them up because I'm on the ground, they won't shoot. So they're going to be super fast. So if you're doing like a defense on ACAD or something, they're going to go a lot faster and basically speed up the defense, making your XP farm a lot faster. You can do this with pretty much any mission as well. But I recommend if you're going to be doing this with enemies like the Grineer, bring a Loki so that you can disarm them and then they're all going to run towards the pod. And that there will be pretty cool. That's just some Warframe synergy right there for you. Another cool effect that you could do with the slow version of this ability is, like, let's say, you know, the enemies are going to take a longer time to get up if they're knocked down. So, for example, Mag, you know, Mag Prime's crush ability or pull ability, that's going to knock them down, and they're going to have to get into the getting up animation. So you can use M Prime to slow that animation down even further, which makes it some awesome crowd control. Basically, every frame in this game works well with Nova, so there's no real reason not to have a Nova in your team, or at least in your inventory at all at any point in this game. So as soon as you have the ability to get Nova, definitely get her, and definitely copy the builds that I showed in this video. Copy the first one for the slow build, and then the second one for the speed build, and that is pretty much it. So if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button below for more Warframe content. Man, I messed up that intro. For more Warframe content, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.